All right, guys, back for another live stream in which I'm talking about our newest feature, which is complete AI blocking across every single Solitary Art Storefront's website, all customers across the board. And we're really excited. Over the last, call it like, I don't know, a couple of months, AI has been like a really hot topic amongst our consumer base, our customer base, and how it's being implemented, what it portends to artists, and there's a ton to unpack in this like whole AI debate, right? Like, what is it going to do? Is it going to hurt art? Is it going to help art? What about the art that's all created in AI? Is that still art? And that's a huge debate, and that debate will be ongoing. But what I'm really pleased to announce is, as of today, every single Solitary Art Storefront's website, this goes to their images, this goes to their videos, this goes to their product descriptions, this goes to their About Me section, is globally blocked from all AIs. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's Google's AI or Facebook's AI or Anthropic, Claude's AI, or ChatGPT. We have now globally blocked 100% of AIs. They are no longer able to train their data on any art storefront's customers' imagery, IP, text, anything. And we feel really good about it because, this whole AI thing came out of nowhere, right? ChatGPT launched, and all of a sudden everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. What no one took into account is they were training those AI models on the entire open internet. So they scanned every single Solitary website that exists, every public image, every public video, the entire internet. They literally trained on all of that. And so what's awesome is all of us as content creators, got caught by that, got caught with our pants down, for lack of a better term, because we didn't know that that was happening. That happened, and that party's over. So now we have been able to globally block any and all AI training bots from accessing anything on our customers' websites across the board. So a feature we're very happy with. Like, there is not a single Solitary AI that should be able to train on your images, your descriptions, who you are as an artist, your press section, your commission section. Like, we don't want to allow any of that. So we've now globally blocked it. If you are an Art Storefronts customer, you don't have to touch anything or turn anything on. It is globally set by default, and that's the newest feature. So that's really exciting because all of your IP is now going to be protected, and that's how it should be. So really exciting update on AI. Again, if you're a customer, you don't have to do anything about it. It's there. It's turned on by default, which is really pretty exciting because there's just no way to find out, right? Because they train these AI models on millions and millions and millions of images and different pieces of artwork, and then they're generating their own artwork. And how are you to know if some of your input and some of your creativity somehow ended up in those training models and is helping those companies create new art, which is not right. So excited to have that block in place. Again, you don't have to do anything if you're a customer, so that's awesome. So that's on one front. On another front, it is open Q&A as always on a Wednesday. So if you have an art marketing question, I'm pinning this, just ask. Have an art marketing question, if I could even spell here. Have an art marketing question. Okay, I'm gonna post that. And yes, Adeline's camera, of course, you can make it with, Adeline's asking if she can make an art storefront with an existing domain. Yes, all of our customers own their own domains. So pretty much everyone, that's how everyone does it. Like, you take your domain, you point it toward the art storefronts install. That is now your website on your domain. You own all the SEO aspects of it, and every single solitary bit of it. So yes, that's 100% what we do. And I forgot to pin this comment. I'm going to pin this comment. I'm going to leave one here. It's been a while since I've done this, and so I'm not completely prepared. So no matter what platform you're watching on, all you have to do is leave me a comment, and I'll do my measure best to answer. Anything art, marketing, photography related are all safe subjects. Have an art marketing question. Have an art marketing question. Leave a comment. Okay, and then I wanna share something too. So anybody that's watched me for any period of time, I'm really hot on listening to what the experts say, the official platform experts say. Okay, about what's going on Instagram. And Instagram is the only brand that I'm aware of that actually has, you know, a president, a head, right? And they have a head of Instagram. So I want to show those comments. But in the meantime, I will answer these ones that have just come in. Hold on, I'm going to get them up on the screen, Adeline's camera, so everyone can see them, and we can be interactive about it. So let me just do this. All right. So Adeline's camera is asking, another question I have, I'm a photographer and I wish to sell prints and photography books. Do I pay the model commission for sales, pay them for the shoot, collab if they want? Yeah, I mean, it's a case by case basis. I'm not Adeline's camera. I'm not an expert on model releases, but I do, I do think that you should probably use them if you're going to sell someone else's likeness. And oftentimes the negotiation on those comes down to a case by case basis, right? Like each person's going to have a different sort of way of going about it. But I would Google on that, like model release contracts, and probably try to use something along those lines. Is how I would go about it. Okay, Constance Fiber Art. I feel like there's been like a lot of fiber artists that are like all of a sudden discovering us and leaving comments and sending emails and stuff. It's amazing the stuff that you guys do, like absolutely incredible, by the way. Do you host an email? We do. We do have a service now where we are essentially becoming, your ESP, your email service provider. So no different than like, a MailChimp or a Constant Contact or a Drip or an Active Campaign or Klaviyo or any of those things, right? So that's what I would say. All right. Next question is, which comes first, IG audience growth or the co-pilot, or the other way around, or both at the same starting from zero? Yeah, it's both. Black Pearl, like, what's rad about Copilot is Copilot is going to take care of being the gallerist for you. It's going to rotate through your collection and show off all of your works and talk about that. And then the ball that's in your court now that Copilot's taking care of that, Black Pearl, is who are you? Who you are as an artist? What makes you interesting? What makes you tick? Right? Like, what are the things that only I can learn about you from coming to your social media platform, such that I might find something in common with you and get really bonded to you, and start to want to follow you, right? That's super important part about it, right? DJ Lane is asking, is it beneficial to post only room mockups? No, you need to mix it up, guys. Like, you can't just post one thing. It's great to mix it up. I think, yes, room mockups play an absolutely great role. Yes, print, just the static image plays a great role. Yes, you holding the print is hugely important, right? So I think all of the above in that instance. Don't stick to one particular content type, right? Yeah, that's mega important. So here's a great question. I sell prints of my artwork on Etsy. Is it right to sell my originals on the same store? Yeah, there's no reason you can't. If you're getting Etsy to work, Geneva Art, then you should probably, like, I have this saying that, I've never met a revenue source I don't like, and the mantra behind it is like, everyone pigeonholes art storefronts and thinking like we only support our customers in like this one revenue model, which is selling direct, and like nothing could be further from the truth. It is so hard to make it as a creative that any revenue source that you can cultivate and develop and is working, you want to expand on that. And so if you've got Etsy working and humming, yeah, I think you should definitely keep pushing on it and doing that. So that's how I'd answer that question. Although we would love to have you on board, but I want to share something else. I want to share this video, and I'll just start it. And so
we hear regularly this is a negative experience, and so it's factored into the ranking. It's true that videos tend to get more distribution than photos.
Hold on. I got to start this at the beginning. Okay. And so I should just say that, Instagram is super unique platform, and it's the only one that actually has like, a media visible president that's telling you what to do. And I think his actual title is head of Instagram, this guy Adam Mosseri. But what's really interesting is he does stories and he does reels that are like really revealing about what's going on the Instagram platform, and he's the only one that does it. And so I watch him very closely, because essentially, if you can read between the tea leaves, he's telling you, hey, you want to get better results on Instagram? Listen to what I'm saying here, right? This is actually what the algorithm is doing. And so I find it super valuable to follow his account. I totally recommend all of you guys do, because he's giving great tips all the time, and he's giving great tips all the time, not as like some random content creator, but as the guy that, knows how the sausages are made, right, so to speak, which I think is really, really important. So I want to get to this part of, I don't care about the subscriber part. He talks, so this is a hot button topic, okay? And the question that he's going to answer here is, does watermarked content, okay, get lower distribution on Instagram? So if you go and place a watermark on your content or a logo on your content, or as everybody knows, if you're doing some marketing on TikTok and you export a video from TikTok, there's the TikTok logo, right? And so it's sort of been known that, let's use the TikTok scenario. It's been known for quite some time that if you're using like TikTok and you're exporting your videos from TikTok and you're trying to put them on Instagram, Instagram is going to see that TikTok logo and it is going to make sure no one sees your content, because the last thing it wants to do is be in the business of promoting another social platform. And this is him responding to this question, and I think this is just so interesting. So let's all watch.
In the watermark, but yes, if your content is watermarked with a logo from another brand, regardless of what that brand is, generally it will get less unconnected distribution. So it'll be less likely to be shown to accounts that you do not follow. We hear regularly this is a negative experience, and so it's factored into the ranking.
So what he's really saying there is, do not promote any other logo or brand or anything. And what he's saying is that the way that Instagram works as a platform now, they are doing it more than at any other time in their entire history. They are showing the content that you guys are creating, okay? They are showing the content that you guys are creating to people that do not follow you, okay? So you're getting free organic reach on your reels, and it's happening as well on posts. And that's incredible, right? But what he's telling you here is, you put any logo in that content, okay? Doesn't matter if it's a logo for a known brand, if it's a logo for you guys, if it's a TikTok logo, whatever it is, you do that, we're going to see that, and you are going to get way less reach, right? So I think that's a really, really interesting and sort of telling bit of social media in terms of like, what to do in terms of watermarking on Instagram. And don't get me wrong, like there's some instances where you absolutely want to watermark things. The only thing I think is safe is a watermark is like, if you're going to put your Instagram handle on it. So I think, it's the hard thing about hard things, right? Like some of you guys want to maintain your branding and keeping it going. And especially in this world where like so much content is getting repurposed, right? It's like such a big prevalent thing in social media right now where, you create a piece of content, someone else grabs it and repurposes it, and that's technically legal, right? Well, if you do that and they don't mention you, that's super lame. So there comes in the watermark notion, but he's saying under no circumstances, like, nope, don't do it.
It's true that videos tend to get more distribution than photos. And this isn't because we're trying to juice videos in the ranking model. It's because people tend to be more interested in photos. But that doesn't mean all creators need to produce videos. You might not have a natural way to do that. That's true to who you are. Photographers is a good example. Now, I would look for other ways to give yourself a leg up. So experiment first to see what resonates with your followers specifically. Try things like carousels, which allow you to upload more than one photo at once and give your posts multiple opportunities to show up in feed, because after they see the first post, we can bump it sometimes and slide it over to the second. Try adding music, which I think also can help make your content more engaging, and definitely engage with your fans. Look for ways to reply to comments, connect with them in DMs, other ways to give energy back to the people who love your stuff.
Yeah, I love the way that he subtly puts in these notions of what you need to be doing, whilst telling us quite succinctly, like, guys, I know Instagram started out as a photo platform and photos are still great. Photos are like 50% of what people consume on Instagram, but the whole world just loves watching video more than anything else. And so he's subtly saying like, it's really, really important to have video if you can. Right. But I love the way that he says it too. He's like, look, a video is just not in your DNA. And that's just not what you do or what you feel comfortable doing. That's okay. Your other way out is you really need to start integrating some carousels into your posts on Instagram. And I think not just on Instagram, like integrate carousels wherever you can do marketing, because they're sort of allowed on a bunch of different platforms. And what ends up happening, and I'm going to get my phone up on the screen so I can show you guys a carousel post and make this a little bit more interactive than what it is currently, which is not at all. The carousel posts are just a big deal, because what you're doing is you're giving the Instagram algorithm, okay, multiple different images to show your followers. And I'm not sure that that's like, immediately, come on phone. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get my demo phone up on the screen. You're giving your work. Here we go. All right. So let me get a one of these up on the screen, a carousel post, just so it'll make it a little bit more interactive, and as I sort of share this. Where was I was on Hollis plat profile. Does she have? I'm just going to find a magic one in my feed here. Oh, I got to share it on the screen. Bear with me. I want to show you guys specifically what I'm talking about on a carousel post. I know most of you guys know what it is, but some of you guys will not know what it is. So here's a carousel post. Okay, this is awesome. It's Jonah, right? My buddy Jonah. So you can see how it would help if I had it on the screen, wouldn't it? So this is a carousel post. You can see in this case, it's multiple different images. So this is a perfect example, and it kind of will allow me to explain why the carousels are so important. So what happens when you make a carousel post like this? Okay, and you guys, a carousel post can have multiple images in it. It could have multiple videos in it. It could have a couple images, a couple of videos. It's just multiple different ones, right? But what's so interesting, what happens, okay, is that when you do this, okay, when you create a carousel, Instagram on the back end, okay, is saying, ooh, instead of just one image, I have two. Okay, I have two images here. And Instagram says, I don't know which one of these images is better, but I'm going to go test and find out. And then once I know which one's the winner, I'm going to only show the winner, which is going to get your post more reach. This is something that Instagram does for us on its own. It's sort of an A/B testing that it's doing for us. And each additional image that you add into the carousel is giving it yet another opportunity, okay, to go and show this off to somebody, right? And let's see if I can find one that has more than one image in it. Well, this is an ad. I'm not going to go to that. I want one that's... It's amazing how few of them sometimes are in the feed. It's like, because they're so much easier to make. Okay, here, I'm going to show this one off. Shout out to Jack Ostel. So you can see in this one, there's one image, two image, three image. Of course, I clicked the one that's questionable content. Unbelievable. There's no winning. There's no winning when you're doing a live. I tell you guys, get back over there. See if I can find one more of them just to prove my point. By the way, some of these like work reveals that you guys are doing are getting so interesting. Where you like hold the work and you show it to somebody. Why can I not find one? I should have had one pulled up already. If I can't find one in a second, then I'll just explain. There's one. Okay. So you can see as you're scrolling through, there's like 7 images in this one, right? And so what's totally awesome about that is that when you give Instagram that type of content, what they're doing is you're giving them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 images, and they'll take your post and they'll pick 3 or 4 of those images and they'll go show them to 100 people each. And inevitably, one of those images is going to win. It's going to stop somebody in the scroll. It's going to have them spend more time on your post. It's going to have them share more. It's going to have them like it more. It's going to have them comment more. And then Instagram goes, I see what's going on here. That's the one that's going to win. And so no matter where you placed that one image in your carousel, once Instagram knows which one the winner is, it's going to go and show that to everyone else. And so it really gives your content like a pretty significant leg up that it wouldn't necessarily have if you didn't do those, right? If you didn't do those. So I think that's like a really, really important lesson. And, the other one is like...
We've simplified hashtag so they see the first post. We can bump it sometime.
I can just call that. But the video is huge. It just is. And so, if you have that in your wheelhouse, if you have the ability to do that, if you think you can creatively get yourself in a position where you're doing that, it's just such a huge winner. Huge winner. So that's what I got, guys. An exciting day at our storefronts. For those of you that are just joining recently and you haven't seen, we are now blocking all AI bots from all of your content, everything. All photos, all videos, all image descriptions, all metadata, all everything. We've got a global block on all of your sites. No AIs will be allowed to train. and scan your images for free and scan your creative work for free. So really exciting update for us. Gives everyone that's an Art Storefronts customer an added layer of protection that they wouldn't have otherwise had, and doesn't allow these AI models to go training for free on your guys' data. So pretty fired up on that. All right, I want to leave it there. You guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day.